What happened when you found out who called you from a no-caller ID? I was halfway through a frozen pizza and a crappy Netflix movie when I heard my phone ring. I picked it up and it said no caller ID. Normally I'd ignore it, but then I started thinking, maybe it was my ex finally breaking the silence, or some kid from high school who still hates me for whatever reason. So I answered because honestly, I was bored. But the second I picked up, I immediately heard someone sobbing. Not like sniffling, but like gasping for air, barely breathing sobs. Hello? I'm so sorry, they choked out. I'm so sorry for what I did. They were apologizing nonstop. I didn't recognize their voice at all. So I said, I think you've got the wrong number. You're Yosef Almonte, right? My stomach dropped. That's my full name. I gulped. Yeah, who is this? What did you do? Then they hung up. I just stood there, pizza in hand, wondering who and what this person did. I tried calling back immediately. Nothing. You can't call back a no-caller ID. That night, I barely slept. I kept running through everyone I knew, trying to match that voice to a face. An ex? A friend I screwed over? Some random person I cut off in traffic 3 years ago? Nothing clicked. The voice was too distorted from the crying to even tell if it was a man or a woman. The next morning, I woke up paranoid. Every time my phone buzzed, my heart jumped. I checked my social media to see if anyone had messaged me something weird. I even checked my bank account to make sure no one had stolen my identity or something. Everything was normal, and somehow that almost made it worse. At work, I couldn't focus. I kept replaying that call in my head. I'm so sorry for what I did. What did they do? To me? To someone I know? Were they warning me about something? Then I remembered Danny, this guy I work with who thinks he's the funniest person alive. He once called me pretending to be the IRS, saying I owed $50,000 in back taxes. I almost had a heart attack before he started laughing. I walked up to his desk. Hey, did you call me last night from a blocked number? He looked up, already grinning. Yeah, how'd you know? I let out the biggest exhale of my life. Oh, thank God. Dude, you actually had me stressed. The sobbing was a nice touch. I'll give you that. He stared at me confused. Wait, what's sobbing? You were crying on the phone? Apologizing? Bro, I called you to do a fake survey about micro-penis condoms. You didn't even pick up. My stomach sank again. So that wasn't you. No? What are you talking about? I didn't answer him. I just walked back to my desk and sat there staring at my computer screen. For the next 2 days, I was on edge. I flinched at every notification. I started locking my door twice before bed. I even called my sister just to make sure everything was fine on her end. She said everything was normal, asked why I was being weird. I lied and said I was just tired. By day 3, I started to let it go. Maybe it really was a wrong number. Maybe some stranger out there named Yosef Almonte did something horrible, and I just happened to share his name. I actually laughed about it that night, told myself I'd been dramatic. I poured a drink, put on a movie, and felt normal for the first time all week. Then my phone rang from a different area code. Something in my gut told me something was extremely wrong. I picked up the phone. Hello? The person asked me if this was Yosef Almonte. Yeah, who's this? This is Officer Martinez from the Colorado State Police Department. My heart stopped. My parents live in Colorado. He asked if I was somewhere private. I said yeah. Then he said I might want to sit down. There was something urgent he needed to tell me. After a moment of silence, he said there has been an accident. A hit and run on the highway. A vehicle struck 2 pedestrians who had pulled over on the shoulder. The pedestrians were my parents. They were hit by a car going 50 miles per hour. They didn't survive. Both of them died in the hit and run. I don't remember what he said after that. He said something about no leads or witnesses. The driver had fled the scene. I hung up. I don't even remember saying goodbye. And then it hit me. The call. The apology. I'm so sorry for what I did. That wasn't a prank or a wrong number. The no-caller ID person killed my parents. I told the cops about the call. They said they'd investigate, but that was a year ago and they never found anyone.